So that is now. And here I need to break this trapdoor. And there we go. This is the first kind of puzzle that the game gives you. And you might be wondering why I'm moving so fast. This doesn't probably look like anything you've seen in the game if you played it. That is because I'm pressing the Alt key. And yes, that is all that I need to do. That's literally the movement tag. The reason is because one of these versions of the game simply has this in it for some reason. These clips are done very easily by just quick saving and quick loading, but a lot of the time the game will not really allow you to clip so far away. It will usually clip you like just a tiny bit, so you would have to make a lot of quick saves and quick loads. What we do instead is we cap our FPS at some low value, and that allows us to go through this a bit easier. So here I need to lockpick this. It's kind of low chance, and he shouldn't be attacking me, so I will load this. Luckily this is probably the only reset point in the run. Other than that, the run is pretty easy. But yeah, this is a lot of luck required. You can also use higher technical skill, but it also slows us down in later part of the run, so we don't do that. Usually it takes like 5 attempts, but I'm being really unlucky here. But that's fine. So you have seen me actually already skip a trigger, and basically when I'm boosting with the Alt key, the longer you hold it, the more it boosts you. And if you hold it for too long, it is actually able to skip triggers. Oh no. And you will see that in a while as well. So I'm going to another location, and there is a pub where I can basically do some quests for them, and then they will let me through this door. This is a really late game location, but I can just clip in. And there I go. So this location is probably something you like visit right before the end of the game, but we do it kind of early. Sometimes this needs 2 clips, and the loads are really fast here, so it's a bit harder to cap your FPS in that load. And if I cap it right at the start, the load is very long, and it is not the best for a marathon. So I will jump in this corner, and I will start precasting Magic Missile. But I need to cap my FPS to 60, because otherwise the drawing is kind of messed up and it won't allow me to actually cast. Oh no. So I need to cast more. And when I see my mana is low, I will just precast instead, which is done by holding shift. And because my mana is like really low now, I will actually dupe this mana potion, which also makes my mouse stuck, but that's fine. This will need more, I think 2 more. Yeah. Oh, shame. I needed to precast 1 more spell, but that's fine, I can do it later. So I got a level up, so I will put it in mental and continue. and there goes another level. So I'm back here. This is like kind of a shortcut. Here I will skip this trigger by making a longer boost, otherwise you're in a cutscene, and I will precast, or I will cast Fireball. Oh no, my FPS is not 60. Save for sure. And Fireball, and there we go. Basically casting Fireball at him skips a quest, because you're normally supposed to bring him like some confirmation that you're, I think, a gem seller, and if you are aggressive to him, he will just open the gate, and if you kill him, you also clip through him.
We were attacked by a small group.
So this is an unskippable cutscene. You can skip this trigger, but that will soft lock the game, so that's not a good idea to do. And here you basically hold the right side and get to the city of Arx. And here we can clip through, but I actually won't do it because that load would take a long time.
Arx, sir.
So here I'm supposed to buy some gems or runes, but some of them actually are accessible in a really interesting way, because the developers actually had to put some runes here. So this is the Spasium rune, and there should be Arm rune, because normally you're supposed to get rune here in a quest where the Snake Lady teaches you to cast a portal, but because they had to put it there, they did it in kind of a bad location, because now you can pick it up just like that. Oh, I didn't want to cast 2 fireballs. Sorry. So I'll do that, and I'll take the key, unlock these 3. I'll get these runes and some mana potions and a pickaxe. And that is all I will need for the rest of the game. I can go back from the city. You kind of need to go only to the cave to trigger the cutscene, and that makes your game progress essentially. That's all you need really. But the runes also speed up the game a lot, so that's why we go to the city. Normally we would go to the castle and kill the Snake Lady, but the existence of those runes there out of bounds is really helpful with that. Oh, that was bad, but that's fine. I'll cast the portal and I can go. So later I will teleport into this, which will really help me shorten the path. And here I need to kill this guy, because again, to get past him you need to do a quest, but that's too long. I'll actually precast Fireball here. I'll actually precast 3 because this would be a marathon run, so I need to be safe. And she's supposed to kidnap us, but instead we kill her and get her key. And I'll actually precast this as well, which is a harm spell, and if you're high enough level they will actually be afraid of you here, but unfortunately that's not the case. So I will have to go through this a bit more normally. I'll take a couple of these things, give up, and just pray to not die. Okay, so I accidentally loaded. That was bad. Wait, that was a weird thing. You're not supposed to have such a load. I think I saved here and got kind of teleported back in time. I don't know what happened, but that's fun. So I'll eat this potion. And over these red plates I'm supposed to do a bit longer boost, otherwise it kills me. Especially this one. This one is really easy to kill you. And I can cast Harm again. This time I should have high enough level to make them run away from me. And I actually cancelled it, which is not great. Oh, he's not afraid. That's strange. But it's not a problem usually. You can just kind of run around him. And we're almost at the end of this location, so this is not a problem. You can turn the arm off, and there I go. So now I'm supposed to get to not this cutscene, but this sometimes happens. It's kind of a long one, unskippable as well, or kind of unskippable, but this is fine. It happens because sometimes the terrain is really weird and it doesn't really allow you to choose where you're going to go. So I opened this chest, and if I kill him earlier, I will be able to pick these items up without even unlocking it, because there's a trap on it, and if I didn't do that, the trap would actually kill me. So now I will continue to the Snake Temple, and instead of going to do the quest, I'm just gonna, of course, clip in. With the right FPS, preferably. This is... And there I go. So this is a kind of puzzle, but not really, because you can just cast Harm here and the puzzle is solved, because you're supposed to hit like a certain spot on a painting or something like that, but the game kind of allows you to just cast Harm there, and it hits it anyway. So yeah, I clip the back, and this is also a puzzle, but we kind of skip through it by clipping in, and we just take this and we have the second ring. The first ring we got in the rebel camp, and now I can actually clip back, but I will just kill them because I have a new spell, and this is the best spell in the game essentially. It is a hidden spell, so if you played Arx Fatalis, this never appeared in your spellbook. And it is also tied to FPS, so the reason why the damage is so high on the final boss is because we can get incredible FPS in this game just by disabling the fog distance, or by making the fog distance really slow. Oh. So I could have actually skipped this, but I didn't. The reason I didn't skip it is because I didn't do a long enough boost. This should be fine. kind of hard to kill him because he has a lot of HP, but with the uncapped FPS this is not a problem. So here I need to be careful about long boosts, because if I skip a trigger it will actually disable my magic. Because in this area you're not supposed to be using spells, and if you pass through that, it will actually like work in reverse, so it will disable your spells everywhere but there. And why are we even here is because we need to create a sword out of a material that is like supposed to kill the end boss. Without that you are not able to damage the end boss. So I need a couple of tools, and I will need to mine the ore. And there's rats, so we usually kill them with a sword because we are not able to use the magic here. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. But you can actually go through the lower floor, but there's actually an interesting boost here that will just get me to the ore. And now I mine it. And if I take out the weapon, I'm carrying it while I'll be able to move to boost as well. Otherwise, you would always drop it, which is not great. And I need to crush this ore now. There's also two ways to create the weapon, because there's two kinds of the weapon. And we are using the better one, or not the better one, but the one that requires less ore. I'll stand at a specific spot to hit this, put it there, and this will crush it. Okay, the sound was made, but the lever didn't really. Yeah, now it works. So I will pick up two pieces. It doesn't really matter if I did the second weapon, but it requires me to move the one more ore, so I think that's one more, so it's easier. So here I will put the ore. It's kind of hard to do this because the physics here work in an interesting way. Here I'll put the form, and it didn't want to do that for some reason. That's odd. Now I have the ore in the better form, and now we create the sword. So we have the sword, and that's still not enough with the sword. It still needs to be enchanted, and for that I have the enchant spell scroll, which I took from the shopkeeper, which I killed with the fire. But of course, that is not enough. That is not enough for this game. So if I did that enchant, that would do absolutely nothing. Unfortunate. So what it instead does is it needs a dragon egg, and now we are going to get it. So here, this is another teleporter, and we are going to get all the way back to the first port. And this is very convenient because this is very close to the dragon already. So we're just going to do a couple boosts here, back where we started. And maybe you wouldn't guess it, but the dragon is actually in one of the first areas. And I forgot about one quest, which I'm gonna do here. So I will precast the hidden spell, and I will kill these two. I actually don't need to kill them, but it makes things easier. And I need to touch this stone as soon as I have the two rings on myself, which one of them I got them from the temple, and one of them I got them from the rebel camp. And now I have powder that I put on the sword, and that is also necessary for that. And the final thing we're gonna do is get the axe. There we go. This was a long clip. Unfortunately, some locations just have a lot of stuff, so they load longer. Here I will do a bit bigger boost to be sure. And we're in this cold location where the dragon is. So I'm gonna jump up this. Normally you're supposed to shoot this with something, but we can actually do this little boost, and we are there. So we can clip through this, but I can actually use a torch or fireball, doesn't really matter. And I'm at the dragon. And you're able to solve this in multiple ways. You can kill him, do a quest for him, I believe. But the way we are going to do it is... this is something. So the dragon doesn't... if you move the egg, he's going to be really angry, or she. And if you, however, get close enough to double click it, you can actually use it and the dragon doesn't know. So that's convenient. And we can enchant the sword, equip it, and we are done with the sword. So final thing remaining is kill the end boss. And that will be probably the easiest part of the run, because there's not much magic about it. It's just so easy. There's another teleporter that I need to activate. Or don't need to, but makes this faster. And I go back to the Goblin Kingdom, which is here, the first portal, and I will just go to the final. So I go back to where the troll was. He's still dying, he's still in his dying animation, because we were so fast. And I will go through this way. Just to be sure, I will precast a couple of these spells, because we had the time.
Oi, you!
And these are that. And I will clip through this. Oh no. There we go. So now I might actually fail. No, this is fine. This is fine. So now you're wondering, you didn't pick up the stones, you have none of them. How are you going to do it? Is there duping? Well, no. The boss actually is still spawned whenever we clip in, so we don't need to do the main quest, we just need to go there. And I will actually take this slow time and I'll hit him.
Come here seconds too late.
And this is the final boss fight. And why I need the slow time is because he casts really fast and attacks really fast, so he can actually kill me. I can cast the slow time, cast this, light frame, and just wait. Sorry for the loud audio, this is just a game. and you're enjoying the weirdest boss fight ever because you're not doing anything. And I also died, but this still counts because the cutscene activated. But this is the end of the run, and there's a lot of things more to this game. The path was actually very different just quite recently. It got really completely changed, and it is really easy run if you actually put some work into it. In a week you could learn this and get like on the first 3 places definitely. This game is really underrated. It has very tiny leaderboards, but it's really fun to speedrun, especially with the clips and the boosting glitch. So yeah, that was Arx Fatalis.